So I used to see, and they were using our class as meeting. That is these young guys, they would just wear suits. Like, I asked, are they accounting students? They said, no, they're not accounting. JCI back. You know. So I said, so I would throw them to our class. So one of these days, I saw this young lady, very beautiful lady like this. It says in JCI, my join JCI. so she's one that I trailed to join JCI. So that's a training we got from JCI. That there's time for everything. So when it's time for us to enjoy, you see us enjoying like we don't work, but people don't see us when we work. You see Dayo Nido, he's always at party, but Dayo works a lot. You see Center, you see her, she's always on dancing, but when inside the office, she's always working. So we work when we're supposed to work, and we enjoy when we're supposed to enjoy. So as young people, should get focused. You understand? They should get focused and develop yourself. It's important that you invest in yourself. This gives you a platform for training. Some people are mega trainers. How they make their earning is through training. They call them for international training, and they make a lot of money. So the opportunity in JCI, instead of you trying to become that, if I don't become national president, nobody will become. Those things are not. We should deviate from things like that. We should begin to find opportunities that are in JCI that can help us out. There are a lot of younger ones, they think that the way we spend money is the way we get the money. No, we work hard. You understand? Don't come and start flaunting the money you don't have, because that's your money we finish. But we that have worked very hard, our money will finish. Because when we finish that conference, we are going to work. Before the next conference, we go to, and we do a lot of investments. When we want to go for conferences, we go to where our investment is. That please give us the profit on our investment. We take the profit on our investment and come and enjoy it. Somebody else has worked for that investment, so we are just using the profit on investment. I have to understand that JCI is not your life. You also have a life. But when I say JCI is not your life, is that you want to make sure that your life depends on JCI. No. There are things that you as a person must set for yourself. JCI will only help you magnify it.
Good morning. You're welcome to JCI Journey Podcast. I have here with me an incredible guest, JCI Senator Charles. Thank you for honoring our podcast today. Thank you. You're very welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. There's a whole lot we have to discuss this morning, and I really appreciate you said yes to this session. So, but before we start, I need to say that for people to get on this podcast, they have to be recommended, and you are recommended because of what you have done in the past and your impact on people. And I checked the citation you sent to me, over 30 years. 30 years is a lot. It's a whole lot. But I want us to start with getting to know your background, how you started, your family setting, and the mindset that really brought you up, sir.
Okay, thank you once much, Timmy. So like I said, my name is Charles Onyibe. I hail from Delta State. I was born in the beautiful city of Ibadan. Amazingly.
Wow.
I had all my schooling in Ibadan. People were surprised that I was born in this hospital in Ibadan called Oluyoro-Okiofa. That's where I was born. Oluyoro-Okiofa is an interior in Ibadan. So that's where I was born. So I grew up in Ibadan. And that's how I found out that the Yoruba dialect in my tongue is fluent. I went to, so firstly, we're 7 boys from my mom, no single girl, and I'm the third of the 7 boys.
Wow.
I went to Sacred Private School, Onirike Ibadan, somewhere in Dugbe now. When I finished, I proceeded to St. Teresa's Minor Seminary. So St. Teresa's Minor Seminary happens to be like, we used to call it the male counterpart of St. Teresa's Girls That You Know. But where St. Teresa's Minor Seminary was to be like a pre-training place before you go to where you now decide that you want to become a priest. So I was actually being trained to become a priest.
Yeah, priest. Wow.
But so there I spent 9 years. So that place is an equivalent of secondary school. So you're supposed to go through like JS1, JS2, JS3 to SS3. So along the way, I have few delays. So the delays were not because I wasn't a good student, or because the school had standards. When we finish primary school, you usually think that when we get to secondary school, you don't read the primary school, and so when you get to secondary school, you think that it's the same thing. So when I got to JS1, I thought that it was business as usual. So before I knew it, I failed first term, I failed second term. Before I could pick up third term, already going. It's cumulative, so I had to repeat JS1. So I moved to JS2. When I got to JS3 also, I was not. I think I had some medical issues, so I missed the school exam. I want to miss school exam. They don't come back to write it for you. Only you. Nobody sent an exam for only you again. So because of that, I had to repeat GS3. So when we got to SS class, I thought that I could do pure sciences. So I started struggling with sciences. I struggled. SS1 first term, I got beautiful reds. Second term, I tried. So by the time I got third term, when it did cumulative, I just couldn't make it to the next class. So I had to repeat SS1 again. So at that point of SS1, I decided that, young man, is that you want to fail in life or you want to make it in life? So what I did was that I went back to GS1 and started reading my books from JS1. That at this point, I think I had a bad start. So for me to proceed further, I need to go and bring myself back and begin to start reading back from JS1. And amazingly, all the subjects I found very difficult. They were linked from each classes. So because I had missed those steps, that's why I was failing moving forward. So after I got myself back in SS1, going through SS1 again, SS2 was very easy for me. All those subjects I had challenges in, I had moved and I came out with a wonderful result. And thanks to that school, because the school gave me an opportunity to mold myself. In fact, when I did third time, I told my dad, I'm not going to this school again. I might be the only one inside this school. But my dad just said that if you go to school, forget about going to school. When I heard that, I went back home. I know if you repeat, they will now make you class prefect to show that you have been in this class before.
They honor you.
It was an amazing thing. And so when I finished, I had good results. I wanted to become an accountant. So I applied to UI, applied to Polytechnic Ibadan. When I didn't make UI, but when result came out for Poly Ibadan, that day I went and I saw my name on the list and I was very happy. But by the time I started registration, my name was missing inside the list.
Village people.
So what I did was, my dad came and went to meet the registrar and registrar spoke. Well, there's what they can do. Maybe something that the only thing that's available now is quantity surveying, and I have to go to Shaki. So I thought of it. I can't stay at home. I cannot stay at home. So that's how I entered the Polytechnic Ibadan, the only Polytechnic with the Polytechnic Ibadan, and I'm very proud to be a past student of the Polytechnic Ibadan. So we started from Shaki. Shaki was also very tough. Shaki was very tough. It was very tough.
And then it must have been still rural area, underdeveloped part of Ibadan.
Anytime when we were traveling to Shaki, the cloth we wear from Songo bus stop is not the same thing that we wear when we get to Shaki, because the road was bad. It was dusty. It was dust. At times, we had to travel in the night. So when we get to, nobody sees that we just came back. So look like those village people. It was tough. I sailed through. There was a time when I was doing quantity surveying, and I wanted to do school politics also, because I felt that why should I be in school and they don't know me? It wasn't easy paying school fees also, because I wasn't from a rich home. So, and my dad wanted all of us to have good education. So I was struggling between paying school fees, reading my books, and also trying to do politics. So I think in ND2, I contested for Student Union Sports Sec. So the day we were contesting, one of the lecturers put a test that day. So as I was writing the test, They were already doing campaign inside the hall. So I managed to finish the test. And by the time I got there, the campaign was almost over. As I entered, as God will have the grace, maybe there's some people that just liked me. So he now said, I should speak. And now said, greatest Poly, articulate Poly. I forgot everything I was going to say.
Wow.
But as God will have it, somebody was behind the hall. I was shouting, both tears, sorrow. Oti Wale, both tears.
Escape.
And I became the Student Union Sports Sec in Shaki. So I sailed from Shaki and I went to do a 1 year IT in Lagos. Saved my uncle. It was an amazing experience. Then I came back to the Polytechnic Ibadan for my HND. So I entered. It was a nice thing. I had a good time in the Polytechnic Ibadan, even though I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't from a rich home. So I had to do some odd jobs to be able to also sail through. And after all that, when we got to final year, they won't let me graduate again.
Wow.
So I had these issues with my HOD. One of our sponsors gave us a computer. And as at HOD too, I have not even on a computer. Apart from when, the only time you go to a computer is when you go to business center and go and send mail.
Yes.
So of course, just go to business center. They're just able to operate. When you get there, they will not allow you to operate so you don't damage their system. So it was nice that we had somebody give us a system, a desktop. So I was a departmental president, so I had to take it to our library. Actually, the HOD was angry that I did that. Now told me that if I don't bring that system, I will not graduate. I thought it was a joke.
Wow.
So we wrote our final exams, and all of us were preparing to graduate. So our class rep now came to meet me. That they've been trying to tell me something. I said, "What is it?" He said, some people failed though. I said, everybody must pass. I was even trying to fight for everybody. Everybody must pass. So all of us must go and graduate, not knowing that I was part of them. So he now said, I'm part of it. I said, and me? I said, so as God will have it, I had wonderful lecturers who knew my capacity and who had compassion. One of them was Mr. Femi Daramola, then Femi Adeyi, and Tunde Dosumo. They were amazing. They ensured that because of me, every other person passed. And that's how all of us graduated from the Polytechnic Ibadan. So I'm a graduate. I'm a proud graduate of the Polytechnic Ibadan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So what was going through my mind while you were talking is, or maybe I should ask this question. Have you ever shared this story like this in details before, sir?
No, I shared it in different segments. Maybe when I have opportunity to speak to younger people who feel that they have challenges and they can't sail through. I always tell them, see, you are the architect of your life. You are the one to determine where you will get to. Nobody, even your father and your parents, your siblings, your friends don't determine who you become. You are the one that will determine who you become in life. So I have not.
So
I just share it.
I was wondering how you remembered every important part in details. Is that part of your strength?
Yes, what builds you is you. What builds you is you. And your life experiences are stepping stone that push you to the next level. If I don't remember where I was coming from, how will I know where I'm going to? You understand? I had to, if I did not remember that, hey, some of these subjects that I'm feeling now is because I didn't have a good foundation about it. How will I have sailed through? So that's why I have every detail. And there was a time I tried to write a book. After writing the book, and I gave somebody to help me publish. Till today, I can't see the book again. I didn't see the manuscript, but that's how detailed I have every step of my life. I'm very conscious about who I am, what I plan to be in life, and what goes on at every moment in time. So I have good record. And by the profession of by what I do for a profession, I am a quantity surveyor. We keep accounting detail of everything. It's very important for us.
Wow. Well, aside the fact that you are into surveyor that deals with record, is there a mindset that supports this? Because some of us, we could also have joined politics in school. Some of us had the desire, we would have done very well, but we're not just exposed to. We never thought of it as something we could, get into. Perhaps that will have strengthened us today. Is there a mindset that is backing that decision up?
So one, so this is personal. One of the reasons why I decided to make it in life was that my dad once told me that his other brother said he will ensure that his children doesn't make it in life. You understand? When I heard that, even before I became born again, I made a determination that that will not happen to me. You see, in life, like I said, what you become is you. No matter what anybody has said about you, it's only you that can change the story of your life, because your determination helps God to perfect your steps. So
Your
my set,
determination helps God
yes,
to
to
perfect
perfect
your.
yourself. I have gone through a lot in life. I've gone through a lot of things in life, and at every precept, I take record. And the record I take
Hmm.
is, okay, these are my mistakes. These are what I've done wrong. I should ensure that it doesn't happen again. This helps me to forge ahead. Even in business, there's some things, maybe there's a wrong step I took, and so it didn't yield what I'm supposed to get. I learned from that. I make that a springboard to move forward. I don't, some people say, forget the past. No, your past, forgetting the past doesn't mean you should not take record of what happened in the past. Doesn't mean you
Yeah.
should not learn from what happened in the past. You learn from it
Hmm.
to help you spring into the future. So
True.
I've been determined, even right from my dad knew me that I was one child that was different from every of his own seven children. I
Hmm.
was I was different. My things were different. I don't do what every other person does. I always ensure that I do something different from other people.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'll just move straight into how you joined JCI. What prompted you to join JCI?
Okay. Ah, very funny. Oh. So
Okay.
I was staying in Ramat. I was staying in Ramat in Polytechnic Ibadan. I was staying with one of my friends, Henry. So I used to see, and they were using our class as meeting. Now, this is these young
Oh.
guys. They would just wear suits. Like I asked, are they accounting students? They said no, they're not. They're JCI back. Leo Batawa, So I sent money. So I would throw them to our class. So one of these days, I saw this young lady, very beautiful lady like this. It says in
Hmm.
JCI, my join JCI. So she's one that I trailed to join JCI. So when I got there, and I found that JCI is more than them wearing suits. JCI is
Hmm.
actually a life. So
Wow.
I joined, and then I think it was Fala Kemola Jiga that was the president. So the first thing they gave me to do was American auction. Me, I'm very shy. How would I do it? And you see, one thing in JCI is that they don't bring you down. They will
Yeah.
help you. They will help you build yourself. And when I did it once, I didn't succeed. They will not say, you didn't know how to do it. They will, don't worry, you can do better. When I saw this class of people, I I started mingling with them. And before
Hmm.
you knew it, I could face the public. I could talk. I could talk in the public. I could speak. I could stand in the midst of everybody and talk boldly. I could look at camera and open my eyes and talk. That's what JC has built me to be. And that has
Hmm.
helped me in my business. So
Wow.
I went after a lady, but when I got there, I found more than that. JCI had lovely ladies, but you see, there's more to joining JCI. JCI is a life. When I mean it's a life, if you put your life in it, you will get benefits that you don't know. I got business benefits, I got travel benefits, I got most of my friends in life today are JCI
Hmm.
members. Rotimi Adewale,
Wow.
Dayoni Dowu, Nika, Fumi Ayola, Olabisi, and so I met most of these people in JCI, and they're wonderful people. I can't even remember the friends I grew up with, but JCI friends, but they stay with you in all seasons. They
Yeah.
stay with you. I remember when my mom passed on, you know,
Okay.
they came en masse. You know what I mean? A mass. They were in the church, they were at the reception, and my brothers are getting jealous at everywhere because the hall was big and 3/4 of the hall was JCI members. That's what JCI, they take you as a family. So I'm a proud member of JCI, and some people don't know. They used to ask that, what is it in this JCI? Don't worry, when you join, you'll find out what we enjoy in JCI.
You find out. But I want to ask, how JCI was then that you people were so connected? You know, the distractions were not so much then. You could move together, do things together. Now that we have a lot of distraction, I feel that most people are not as connected as you people were in those days. Can you speak to that, sir?
So we were selfless. When I mean selfless, I'll tell you one funny story. So in 2012, my first trip in JCI was I went to Morocco. But before then, in 2012, we're having training retreats in Djibouti. At the same time, the Polytechnic Ibadan was having their convention. So after I left school, I had not attended any convention in Poly Ibadan. So we left, few of us left the training retreat in Djibouti, and we traveled to Ibadan so we can attend their convention. So we're there, we attended the convention, and I think the convention dragged late. So we now traveled that late. You know, Jason, we travel and we think we own the road. We think we own everything. So we just got into the car, we're going in convoy. But unfortunately, an accident happened. That I didn't envisage. The accident took almost 2 years of my life. But you see, the striking thing about it was that from the point it happened till the point I stood up back on my feet, JCI was there. So we had an accident between Ijebu and Agowe. My car skidded, and we were about 5 in the car. I had a broken leg that's kept me in the hospital for almost a year. I had to do surgery, and that surgery in UCH, because for about 6 months my stomach was hanging in the chest. I say in the midst of this, I was still trying to contest for JCI Nigeria vice president. You know, in the midst of me battling with my life, I was still on the bed. I had some younger ones, very motivating younger ones. You see, if you follow those people, they can finish. People like Legally, Blackie, Femi Alagbala, Peju. They said, you must become vice president. So they came to the hospital, they videoed me. I was campaigning with one leg, with the title of my leg. You see, what kept us together then was selflessness. We loved each other. There was no selfish interest. Nobody bothered whether you were going to be the president or that person wasn't going to be the president. It wasn't a problem for us. I remember there was a time I had this set of young guys, as Peju, Femi Alagbala, Ligali, Blackie, Gabriela. And at that level of their life, we needed who was going to go forward to become a president in JCI Nigeria. So I called the 5 of them. A few of us called them and said, see, it's your turn now. You guys should speak to each other and decide who goes first. And amazingly, they spoke to themselves. And for that next 6 years of JCI Nigeриa's lifespan, there was peace. Because everybody took each other with love. That's a big deal. There's no, they don't pay you. They're going to use your money. They're going to use your time. There's no fight. There's some people till today in JCI, they don't talk to themselves because of politics. So we've deviated from that love that bonded us together. Those selfless things that keep us together as one family. And now a bit of selfishness, maybe a bit of politics is beginning to drive us far apart. So it's that selflessness and love that kept us together.
Wow, awesome. But I want to say that why you people were so bonded, selfless, is it that people don't have other busy things that keep them, keep them engaged, like their business, their family?
So this question you asked is what other people used to ask us. Actually, people don't have job in JCI. See, I'm a Quantity Surveyor. I'm also a project manager. I have well more than 20 projects I manage almost every year.
Wow.
Rotimi Adewale is an insurance person. He has targets to me, otherwise he cannot spend the money he spends. We work very hard. There are times you see me when I go for conferences, I don't come out all the time. I'm either inside doing meetings or doing one work or the other to make sure that as I'm enjoying all this that I'm enjoying, I have to find a way to pay the money back. So we don't see, we were cultured that there's time for enjoyment. There's time to work. And that's what JCI has taught us over years. That's a training we've got from JCI, that there's time for everything. So when it's time for us to enjoy, you see us enjoying like we don't work, but people don't see us when we work. So some people begin to think that, we don't do anything. We work very hard. You need to see, this is my set of friends. They work very hard. You see Dayo Nido, he's always at party, but Dayo works a lot. You see Center Nick, you see her, she's always on dancing, but when you say in the office, she's always working. So we work when we're supposed to work, and we enjoy when we're supposed to enjoy. That's who we are. That's the training we've gotten in JCI. We don't say, some people, they will start doing other things because they think, I want to spend money the way these people are spending. That's not the way we do it. A few days ago, I think I was speaking to Senator Rotimi that I think we need to call some set of guys together and begin to explain to them how we do what we do. So they don't think that, we are doing something else. We get money and that's how we come to spend money the way we spend money. No, we work very hard. We work really very hard. Very hard. And that's the training we got in JCI. I don't joke with your job.
Wow, awesome. So I want to ask, how do you create opportunities for yourself within and outside JCI? I know that the network, like somebody said, your network is your net worth. How do you convert that to opportunities that can bring funds that you now spend?
Okay, so there are many areas of opportunities in JCI. Some people take training, some people take business, and some people take travels. Now, when I travel, I go with my business card. You understand? With JCI on one side and my other company on the other side. And I meet like minds. And I speak the other time. We did some developments in Ghana. It was through JCI. Somebody in JCI Ghana and myself, we had a partnership and we did some development in JCI, which brought money for us. You understand? I've engaged with few other JCI members that we don't go. See, when you go for conferences, some people just go there to enjoy their life. Yeah, it's okay. But you see, the opportunities that you don't open your eyes to see. I know somebody that today, one of the partners that he has in his business is one of these conferences that we went to, I think in Taiwan or so, and was able to make connection with those Japanese people, and they invested in the business. And today the person is making good returns on investment. So the opportunity in JCI, you just need to open your eyes to see which one suits you. Because not every opportunity that suits you. There's people that have gone to business with some people and it has gone bad. And you see, for people who do business with one another, you need to be detailed about business. Don't and seek information. It's not every business that you do. It's not every business opportunity you see, you jump into. Somebody can come and tell you that it's going to give you a return on investment 30%. Wait, how? It doesn't work that way. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just talking generally for people who do business with each other in JCI, because that's why people find it difficult to do business now in JCI. Apart from the trust is not there, many people have taken undue advantage of people who are not knowledgeable, and that begins to give us bad name, But that's not who we are in JCI. JCI has created a platform for you to do business with one another, but that doesn't mean you should not do your due diligence. Do adequate due diligence before you make any opportunity. But there are a lot of opportunities in JCI. There are times we've done some social impact also, just to ensure that the people see us what we do, and from there they say, okay, come, let's help you. There are times I've gone for meetings and basically found, okay, let me even cite this one. When I went for interview at US Embassy, so that was my first time. We were supposed to go to a conference of Americans. So when I got there, so there was somebody in front of me, and the person was dressing clean suit. There's some of these suits that are clean. The guy was speaking, fluent English, Queen's English, and he was talking about science and technology. After the person finished talking about science and technology, they just get the person blue paper. You know, when they give you blue paper, it means that you are not qualified. And I was the next person behind the person. So I was saying, I looked at my suit. The suit will let me work.
It's not clean.
So when it got to my turn, I was already in shock. And the first question the person asked me was, "What is JCI?" Which was the only question the person asked me. Do you know that I could not answer? I just because
The shock.
at that point, the shock has taken everything off me. So what saved me was the JCI pin I was wearing. So the man now said, "But you're wearing a JCI pin." The minute he mentioned I was wearing a JCI pin, my memory just came back. I just started downloading what JCI was, So there's a connection at every point in time. JCI gives you opportunity to have a connection at every time. There are meetings I've gone to because I wore my pin. Sometimes that pin is too big, but there was some that are very small. So I got into the boardroom. They were asking me questions. Fortunately for me, the MD of that company was a JCI member before. Some people, when they finish doing JCI in colleges, after I went, they just escaped. So it was part of them. So when they looked at me, "Are you a JCI member?" I said yes. He started asking me some people, "Do I know them?" I said yes. So at that moment, the conversation now changed from the interview that I came for. It now became JCI conversation. And because I was able to express myself about JCI, he also told that, "Don't worry, because he's a JCI member, I can give him this job." And he gave me a job. He gave me a job worth over $25,000.
Wow.
You understand? And we signed it. So those are opportunities that JCI has given to you because we have become acquainted, we have become friends, we have become family, and the bond that keeps us together helps us everywhere we go.
Wow, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That was very, very detailed. So I want to ask, I don't know if you'd like to answer this question or not. Why do you think you were awarded a senatorship in JCI?
So there are criteria for being a senator in JCI, meaning that you have impacted your immediate community, that's your immediate chapter. You have contributed immensely to JCI at large. You are a role model. People can look at you and see examples of what you have done in the past, and they think that you are what to become a live member. A senatorship means that you have become a live member, meaning that you cannot go away from JCI again. Everything you do, you have become an ambassador. Everything you do, people look at you as an example. So I met all those criteria, and JCI Ikeja awarded me, honored me with a senatorship, and I've lived. It's an open. You can talk to anyone about it. I've lived as is required to be a senator. I've impacted a lot of people. People even think that don't worry, when you need money, just call JCI. So it's not about the money for me. It's that I impact people. I meet people, and I want to find out what are you doing. How can we get you better? How can we move from this level you are to another level? That's the role of mentorship. So as a senator, you become a mentor to others. When you say that some chapters are not so, as a senator, you're not only a senator for your own chapter. You're a senator for JCI at large. So it means that every other chapter can come to you. You understand? So when we see that there are other people who have other things that are not going well, we can call them. Okay, this is what you're supposed to do. Please do it this way, because everywhere you are, because you're an ambassador of JCI, if anything goes wrong, it comes back to you. You are more than being in JCI Ikeja. You are now a JCI senator for entire JCI. So I think I deserve that, and that's why I was honored with a JCI senator.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, sir. So talking about mentorship and being a role model, let me ask, what do you see in people that makes you draw them closer to yourself? We know that you can't mentor everybody. Sometimes you might just see one or two things. Okay, this guy is going places. I need to draw this person closer. What are the characteristics you check out from people?
Firstly, I look at your willingness to get better. Like I said, the only person that can change you is you. There are some people that have willingness to improve on where they are currently, but just that they need a little push. So when I see that with you, I can help. When I see people who have passion for what they do, but they just need a platform to stand. I can come as a mentor to either offer you a platform or help you get a platform. Now, when I see people who wants to give up in life and I see potentials in them, maybe they don't have anybody who talk to them, they don't have people who can mentor them. I do that also. I can do that from a distance, but I'm interested in people getting better because I know that everyone has an opportunity to be the best. Everyone. Nobody was born to be a dollar. Everybody has an opportunity to be the best, but where do you find yourself? Do you find yourself in the midst of people who can encourage you to move from where you are to another level? So I look at that and try to. But once I see potential in you, and I think that you can get better, I come in to help and ensure that I push you as much as I can. Growing up for me, like I said, wasn't a bed of roses. Going through education was not a bed of roses. At times, my dad had to hold school fees, and the principal or the headmaster would say, your father is away, and I didn't give in. So when I see anybody who has that same type of challenge, I come to help. I can't count. I pay fees for well over 50 people now. There's some people that I've not even met them physically, but I just monitor their progress. At times, I will just drive down to their school to find out how they're doing, pay their fees, and I go. You understand? Because I know that once you have basic education, one of the problems we have in Nigeria is because there are people with half-baked education. Once you have basic education and you're able to get through the 4 walls of school. Now, going to the 4 walls of school doesn't necessarily mean that you come out and get an amazing job. But your mindset, your vision would have been broadened. You would have known. Most people come out now and they set up their own business because they don't want to go and start looking for a job. And they're thriving very well. You will be educated that from when you enter school, you begin to vision what you want to become. Am I going to come out and start looking for a job, or do I start learning how to create job myself? So those kind of people, when I meet with them and I find that kind of potentials in them, I try to help them. In most cases, it's not that we have plenty money in our account. So I know that as much as we can reduce these people, let's try. And when we try, you see, the world becomes a better place and crime is reduced. One of the reasons why we have high level of crime now is because people are not willing to help one another. So that anger is on other people. Hey, you are living in that house. Me, I don't have anything. That's an anger issue. But when we try to help people, like I said, it's not that we have that money, plenty, but the help we grant to people, God also in turn replenishes us.
True.
Yeah, God does that. Yeah, and God has been very faithful with that. As much as I help people out, I get returns from God, a lot of favors from God.
Oh, awesome. So I was just thinking while you were talking, are there some things that we younger people in JCI are doing that you feel you really want to talk to us about? Perhaps what we are not doing right, where we are missing it. You just feel these people are getting it wrong. This is not how to go about it. Can you speak to that, sir?
Okay. So firstly is that you need to understand that JCI is not your life. You also have a life. JCI is
You
not
said
your
the
life.
opposite of that before, sir. You said JCI is
I'm telling
life.
you now that yes, understand. So I'm trying to make the distinction with what I said before and now. So JCI has become our life in the sense that we have found everything we need in JCI. JCI has taught us a lot of things, and we are using that thing in our daily life. But when I say JCI is not your life, is that you want to make sure that your life depends on JCI. No. There are things that you as a person must set for yourself. JCI will only help you magnify it. If you have vision to become somebody in life, yes, JCI will grant you that platform. But if you don't have vision and you come to JCI, there's nothing JCI want to help to do with you. You'll just be running after, you'll be done causing chaos. We're not agreeing. This one has to be president. No. If you have vision of what you want to become in life, becoming the president of a chapter will not be a do or die. Becoming a national president will not be a do or die. It's just something to magnify who you are before. So first, I've never been I've never been a chapter president. I've never been any president. This is the first time I'm becoming a vice president for Africa and Middle East. You understand? But before that, I've never been. But my impact and what JCI have done for me is far beyond, because I opened my mind for opportunities in JCI. I don't do JCI politics. You understand? Because that's not the area I'm looking for. I'm looking for opportunities, looking for friends, looking for how we can make big money. That's what I'm focusing on. And I get that in JCI. So some people, young people of these days, one, we find that a lot of young ones are losing focus. They're losing focus on who they are or who they are planned to be. You know, we're growing up, some of us say, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer. That's growing up. But when you get to a level, you're over 21, you begin to decide what you want to become in life. And when you do that, that is your vision. So you should lay down, like when I meet people, I ask you, what is your plan for the next 5 years? You should always set a parameters for yourself. That the next 5 years, this is what I want to achieve. I want to get this. That helps you. Now, JCI comes to JCI trainings, JCI outing, JCI environment begins to help you plan that your 5 years very well. But if you don't have any plan, you are just like a bandwagon, you're just moving with everybody. So you see some people making JCI, you say, these people are doing something else. You try to cause trouble. And when those people try to come out, you think that there's something else they're doing. So young people should get focused. You understand? They should get focused and develop yourself. It's important that you invest in yourself. This gives a platform for training. Some people are mega trainers. How they make their earning is through training. They call them for international training and they make a lot of money. So the opportunity in JCI, instead of you trying to become that, if I don't become national president, nobody will become, those things are not, we should deviate from things like that. We should begin to find opportunities that are in JCI that can help us out. There are a lot of younger ones, they think that the way we spend money is the way we get the money. No, we work hard. You understand? Don't come and start flaunting the money you don't have, because that's your money we finish. But we that have worked very hard, our money will finish. Because when we finish that conference, we are going to work. Before the next conference, we go to, and we do a lot of investments. So that's another thing you need to understand, that young people can begin to do investments right now. Investment that some of us, when we want to go for conferences, we go to where our investment is. That please give us the profit on our investment. We take the profit on our investment and come and enjoy it. That somebody else has worked for that investment. So we are just using the profit on the investment. Our investment is there. We are using the profit on our investment to enjoy ourselves. So some other will be thinking, I don't know, but no, don't run anybody's race. Everybody has his own race.
Don't run anybody's race.
Everybody has his own race. Don't want to be like Rotimi Adebode. Don't want to be like Charles Onyibe. No. Be yourself. Create a niche for yourself. Do something that God can bless. See, what we do, God blesses us because we do it with our hearts. What God does not bless, we finish. It will collapse.
What God does not bless, we finish.
God does not bless, we collapse. It will collapse. That's what I say, because what we are doing is what God is blessing. You understand? So young people need to get more focused. They need to begin to see themselves in higher places of authority, deserving higher places of authority. You understand? Don't say because you have one Godfather, then no. At the time, your Godfather will stop helping you, because at that point, other Godfathers would have had higher power. But if you build content for yourself, people will look for you. Build yourself. Young people should build themselves, capacity-wise, speaking-wise. At times when you interview some young people, understand that some people's background didn't help them, but you can help yourself. No, now even online, you can learn how to speak English. In our days, those things were not available. That's why some of our own sets, that's what had made us that bad. But your own generation, you have everything at the tip of your hand.
You have everything.
Everything. In fact, some people go to school. You can learn everything online. You have that opportunity. So make use of the opportunity you have. I've stopped running after shadows. Stop running after shadows. And few other people, I found few other younger ones. You are rude to people, your destiny helpers. People that want to help you
Root
genuinely.
your destiny helpers.
Yes, you are root to your destiny helpers because you feel now maybe you saw the person running after your girlfriend, or you two you have the same girlfriend that they're running after now, so you think you're equal. You see, you're running yourself down because that person is already made. You are still struggling. You are still struggling. So don't be rude to your destiny helpers. Get what you need from them first. You understand? Get yourself equipped. Be an image of what you desire of yourself. So your mindset also matters now. What do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? What's your mindset? Are you hoping to be bigger in life? Are you hoping that you become an MD? JCI trains us to be CEOs, entrepreneurs of our own businesses. What is the vision you have for your own business? What's if it's a training institute? What do you see for yourself? Look at people like Kola Oshinowo. You see what they are doing. They're doing absolutely. That's this other guy. Forgot Ayomori Tala. They're doing wonderful. Look at the Pascal Dike. They're doing wonderfully well in training. Look at Temi Alade. They're doing wonderfully well in training. You understand? So there are opportunities. These people, they didn't say because they are running after presidency, they left their own life because basically it's just 1 year to lead. After
Just
that
1
1
year.
year, and live with yourself. So if you are finished running for power, you still come back to whom you are expected to be. So build yourself, build capacity. So for young people, please build capacity. That's my talk. Just build
Thank you
capacity.
so much. That was very detailed. Thank you so much. I have 2 more questions. What is your strength or let me ask, at your level right now, with the people you know, with the connection you have, is there still something you want to do, but you need help in that area? Something you still desire to do, but you need help or support. Might not be financial, might just be people.
Okay, so there are plenty I want to do. So, it is firstly is that the level of illiteracy is too high. I'm trying to see how few of us can come together and begin to help some people go through school in bulk. We take like in a year, we take like 100 people who ordinarily want to go to school and don't have the opportunity. We put funds together and we see them through to the university. Those people will
That's
come back
massive.
change makers. You understand? That's my biggest dream. And I'm hoping that my plan is that at the age of 65, I can retire. And when I retire, I'm going to be fully on this. It will be like an NGO. I have few friends coming together with me. But I feel that if we're able to get people fully educated, not have big education, fully educated, it will change a lot of society's thinking. And if we have few of us doing it in clusters, at least we might not make so much impact, but we make impact. That's my
I
dream.
believe so.
That's my dream. That's one thing I long to do. I'm doing a bit I can do now, but I want to do it on a larger scale. Maybe because growing up for me wasn't a bed of roses, really. I didn't get opportunity. I had reverend fathers who helped me through school. At times I'll come back, there won't be anything. There was a funny day when I was in Shaki. I didn't have food to eat.
Okay.
I needed to go to school. The only thing I had in my room was sugar. And I learned in chemistry that when you dissolve sugar in water, it turns to energy. Now I put in water and I drank and I walked down to school and walked
Wow.
back. So I understand some people really want to go through school, but they don't have that might. So if we get genuine guys that want to go after their vision, their dreams in life, really, if I get few people and put us together with me, that's my dream. That's what makes me happy. Seeing other people happy makes me happy.
Wow. Well, I want to ask, when was because you mentioned that your story was very tough, the background was hard. When was the turning point exactly? When did everything begin to take shape?
When I repeated the third time.
No, not academic. Maybe when you began to become
But when I began to,
successful, maybe in
yeah,
business,
okay.
yeah.
So
When was the turning
it
point?
was it was after that accident I had in 2012.
Oh wow.
Yes. So I worked with someone who who taught me a lot of things. He gave me a lot of opportunities in life. He trained me for whom I am today, even though we had issues right departed from him because I'm sure that he didn't want me to go. So it was through him that I got an opportunity to become somebody in life. So after that accident in 2012, I won't mention that one of his friends gave me an opportunity. And he said that even despite I was using crutches, I was still working very hard. I was still coming to work. I was still attending to I was attending meetings. So he gave me an opportunity immediately after the accident. The first job he gave to me, as I done in 2013, they paid me 30 million.
Wow.
The next job was when I told you that I got $25,000 then, and that's what I used to set up my office. That's when I started. And you know, my saving grace was that, just like I said, young people need to look ahead. One of the opportunities I got was that I had registered a company.
Okay.
So when the opportunity came, that the man asked me, "Do you have a registered company?" I said, "Yes." They sent the name. So imagine at that point, if I did not have a registered company, that opportunity would have eluded me. Maybe I would have gotten to where I am today. So young people should look ahead. Don't say the company you're registering now is what you need now. It might be for the future. So when I registered the company in 2011, I didn't get the job to do until 2013, which was the turning point for me. So since 2013, 2014, it has been a glorious journey. So the turning point was immediately after the accident. So that's why that's where you see new life. So new life came about after that accident because everything changed. Everything changed. Things that were difficult were like I just died and came back to a new life. And after that, every favor has come my way. Everything I require, I get them on a free course. I got favors from people. People will just refer you. They'll say, no, go and meet him. He's doing a good job. Go and meet him. I don't even, because we're not allowed to advertise in our profession. So it's based on reference.
Yeah.
So they will just say, no, Charles is fine. No, you can use him. No, total cost, you can use them. No, you can use them. So that's how I started getting favor. But because I planned ahead, I looked at what I want to become in life, I've set up myself in the spirits. So when the opportunity came, I was just manifesting what I've laid down. That's why I said I have a 5 years plan of what you want to do. So that at every point in time, you can assess yourself. Okay, am I running? Am I slow? If you are, then you can assess yourself. Yourself, nobody can lie to you. You cannot lie to yourself. You lie to other people. So you know whether you are moving forward or you're moving backward. So that's how I got to my own turning point, and that's what brought me to where
awesome. It's so funny that people have different story entirely different. We cannot really copy people's story and put ourselves in their shoe. But I want to ask, last question: how do you shorten your journey to success? You went through a lot, ups and downs, back and forth. But for people like us, now that we are learning from people like you, how can we shorten the journey, and get there faster? We can start helping other people.
So there's no shortcut to success. There are precepts upon precepts, but you can reduce the journey that we went through, because during our own time we didn't have internet facility that we can get access to everything we need. You have information at the tip of your tongue, at the top of your palm now. Get information and get adequate information. Look for opportunities and make yourself available for those opportunities. Most especially if you're in JCI, attend trainings. There are trainings that will help you. So those trainings that you're doing now might not need it now, it might be for the future. One of the reasons why I do project management is because of the training I got in JCI. So I can lead a project, I can lead an entire team for over 30 people. I can lead that. I can conduct a meeting from beginning to the end, because JCI has taught me to handle meetings at different levels of my life. You understand? So every opportunity you get now, please don't look at it that it won't work out. Take risk. Now, when I say take risk, please take calculated risk. Don't take greedy risk. When I mean greedy risk, when somebody comes to tell you, like somebody like that, there's this base they call it, when you don't know what they're investing money in, you don't know what they're investing money in, and they're just putting your money there. And there's no guarantee. There's nothing that ensures that fund that you keep. The other places you can invest money. You can go to mutual fund. Try and invest in your future. There are a lot of. We didn't get all this when we were growing up. We were just living like Volkswagen. You understand? So you have a lot of platform that can help you shorten your way to success. It means that invest in yourself and invest in people around you. Invest in things that can bring you future dividend. Don't wait till you finish school. Because what we're doing, we're waiting to finish school then before we start working, before we start making money. No, right from school, you can start making money. And it's possible. Just for better opportunities. Thank you.
True. So I'll end with this. Have you ever gotten job opportunity outside your profession? Totally outside your profession.
Yes, I got like two. When I wanted to leave where I was working, I got like two opportunities. But just like I said, I'd already zeroed my mind that this profession I'm doing, I love it. Love what you do. I love this profession I do. When you see me, I can stay on system for 24 hours because I love the way I do the calculation, the way I do, and I get my. When you're doing it, it will be sweeting you. I derive joy in doing my job.
Sure.
So there's not that person. They've offered me. I think then they wanted to pay me in dollars. They offered me about $3,500 per month, and I said no. This thing will not last. But I can make $3,500 myself in a week. You understand? Because I've equipped myself. So I got some, but I didn't. I just set in my mind that this quantity surveying, is what I'm going to do to make my life, and it's making it.
All right, thank you so much. I saw that some people still joined us, despite the fact that we didn't send the link out. Well, it's fine. I enjoyed every bit of your story. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I would end here, but I want us to give us a parting word. Do you think this platform is good to keep going? And what will you say to our audience?
Yes, it is. Like I told you that I spoke with one of my friends, that we need to begin to talk to the younger ones. Otherwise, after our generation, there will be a big catastrophe. So we need to begin to talk. So your platform it's a way, and it's also a means to talk to the younger ones. That see, you can make it. You can make it without doing shady things. You can make it with hard work. You can also shorten your own journey of success. Like ours was this long. If you do the right thing, just do the right thing, follow the right people, and have the right mindset. And above all, have the fear of God in everything you do. There's nothing you want to do in this life without God. I'm telling you the truth. There's nothing you want to do. If anything you do without God, it's temporary success. After a while, it will fail. But for us, we are connected to God. And so we can't run dry. Not that we won't have challenging times, but those challenging times are stepping stone to higher grounds. So don't ever give in. Don't ever give in. You can be the best of anything you want to be. It's your choice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, JCI Senator Charles. It's a great pleasure having you on this podcast. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, sir.
You too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. God bless you. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay then.